This is the NBC television network.
Dwight Ironheart, American citizen, Sioux Indian, always wanted to make his own way.
I worked on farms down there to start with. $3 a day. And I went to the banks and
Other dog foods may look meaty like Alpo, but ingredients. You may find things like or wheat flour, and that's cereal. But there's not a speck of cereal in Alpo Beef Chunks dinner. Alpo has the beef that dogs love, plus soy, vitamins, and minerals for complete nutrition. Now, if your dog's smart like old Red here, he'll love Alpo too. Now, doesn't your dog deserve Alpo? And here's something else your dog will love.
I'm a big dog lover, so I'll treat my dog to liver snaps made with real liver. Liver snaps.
And now, here's Johnny with Magic Moments from The Tonight Show, a two-record set of once-in-a-lifetime highlights of music, song, and comedy, drawn from 25 years of The Tonight Show.
I got a Jewish wife that just lays in bed and goes, help me with the jewelry.
Including a 25-year anniversary poster on Casablanca Records and Ampex tapes.
Available at these fine stores and wherever records and tapes are sold.
It's Celebration, starring Phyllis Diller with Barbie Benton, El Chicano, Fabian, Peter Falk, Hugh Hefner, The Lockers, Trini Lopez, Kay Stevens and Cesar Romero, James MacArthur, Elena Verdugo, Jack Carter, Rosemarie and Alan Carr, Monty Hall, Yanni, Avery Schreiber.
Don't miss KNBC's Celebration Wednesday night at 9:30 on Channel 4.
Columbo goes after a fellow officer covering up a murder Sunday night on NBC.
Most margarines claim to imitate the taste of butter. This one says it's for people who want butter taste. This says it gets its flavor from butter. This says it truly tastes like butter. This says butter, butter, butter. And this is butter. Real butter. We don't claim to be anything else.
There are over 50,000 Americans who can think about moving, but can't move. They're dying of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Never mind the name. Call it ALS. Call it a damn shame. Then call the ALS Foundation and ask what you can do about it. Tell them Jack Lemmon sent you.
This week in TV Guide, novelist Bud Schulberg recalls two classic Rose Bowl games from the 1920s in TV Guide.
KNBC Los Angeles, Channel 4.
Hello.
Yeah, the inside of the mask has got nails sticking out. The guy in the crew just put it on. They're rushing him right down to the emergency room. Thanks a lot.
What would an acupuncturist say if you ran in and said you had thousands of needle holes all over your body? What would he do to you?
He'd say, I guess you got a nice thing going there. I don't know what he'd say. What do you ask me a question like that for?
I got cocky because the last three things worked real good.
You have chains in your ears.
Yes. I have a chain in one ear.
What's in the other?
Nothing. That side of the road is usually plowed.
I lost control here somehow, you see. I lost the ball. I had it for a second. I want to talk about the fact that you were a jock in high school. She was a terrific athlete in high school, guys.
I was a jock.
Huh?
I was a jock.
Well, you were, you know, that's a term they use. It's like,
interesting.
You know, PO'd. It's a service term. Look it up. Jock. You were an athlete in school.
Yes, I was.
You were a terrific athlete. You had the state record and broad jumped. You've done a lot of that, George.
We call it long jump now.
Yeah.
The broads are getting longer.
Yeah. Long broad.
I'm sorry, really, I'm not...
That's all right. You two going on the road, are you?
We make a great team.
They do make a great team. I think it'd be a good team.
Shepard, did you watch a flock this year?
I abided in my flocks.
And that star came, and hark the herald angels sing. You see, the herald angels were from a newspaper in Bethlehem.
Oh.
What?
Well, I was just sort of recovering from the last joke.
Oh, let me get that off your leg there.
What is it?
Huh?
You blew
No,
dirt
something,
on me.
no, there was a little something on your leg there. I blew it over there, and I went to get it. I'll blow something else over there in a minute.
Why don't you do the fly part of the frog?
I'll do the fly part later. What the heck?
Well,
I want
that's
to
the
talk.
best part.
I want to talk about you. I want to talk about. I
You
miss
didn't
you.
chew up the fly or anything.
I'll do it later for you. I'll do it, and I'll promise. I'll chew 100 flies for you. Just cut them off the trousers first. I don't want to ask.
Why is it? Did I bring this on? No, you've been like this all the time, haven't you?
I was like that when we worked together. We always, everything you said was a double entendre because you have that kind of lower lip. It's sexy.
Burt and I didn't say one horny thing until she came out here to train me. Because it was
She
all
has a,
idle talk.
you see that?
She did
She
start
has a
it, yeah.
quality about her.
Yeah.
You know what she has? She has a Carole Lombard quality, which is very sexy.
Thank you.
Terrific.
Very sweet.
And very sweet. Yeah. Nobody's arguing with that. You can see that, boy. Do you like Carole Lombard?
Yeah,
you do,
she
don't
was
you?
fantastic.
Yeah, I love her too.
She was marvelous.
Howard Hawks loves you too, who directed her.
Yes, I love Howard Hawks.
He came in one day and said you were the only girl that made him feel that way, other than.
Really?
Yes, that's what he told me.
No,
Yes,
you
he
made
did.
that up.
He did. He told me that. He said Carole Lombard and you.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and he's a brilliant director.
Happy golden anniversary.
To who?
My grandparents.
Oh,
Today
that-
is their golden anniversary.
Really? Oh, that's wonderful.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. How's your mom doing?
Oh, she's doing fine.
Back in Memphis, chasing people?
Yes, chasing people.
Yeah.
She does a lot of that.
She isn't married yet, is she? She's
No.
very sexy, your mother.
No, she has a couple of boyfriends.
I know.
Here and there.
I took a run at her. She dumped me right in the pool. Asked me to come down to Memphis, though.
She did? She didn't
Yeah.
tell me about that.
Yeah. She's all right.
Going behind my back now. Mother.
Mother is very, well, naturally. Good stock there. What did your father do?
My father does?
Did.
Did?
Yeah.
He does still.
What does he still do?
He still does it.
What does he do?
Oh, a lot of things.
Good. George, you want to comment on that?
I'll help him get a job if he...
God. Trying to get the FBI out here to find out what her father does.
My father is, he's a sales... He's a... Well, he's a...
Nobody cares now.
I've missed my moment.
Yeah. You think about what your father does. I don't want to give you tough questions. We'll be back after this, right after this message.
What kind of cheese do you use, Mama Celeste?
Full cream mozzarella cheese.
Now, how is this cheese different from the other mozzarella?
The mozzarella skim milk, no melt, all right.
It will melt differently.
That's right.
May we compare it? See how it melts?
Look at the difference mine, and look at the difference in yours. That's what it does in a pizza. No move. Mine is loose, and yours is thick.
Is it terrific? You're a good cook, Mama Celeste.
Celeste frozen pizza. There's no skimping on the old family recipe.
Hey, Ed, what you got there? That looks like tomato juice.
Very astute, my good doctor, but this is actually V8 cocktail vegetable juice, the perfect potion to perk up the holidays.
Well, I've known about that since I was just a pup, but why don't you tell the folks about it?
Well, V8 is a delicious blend of 8 garden vegetables that's great by the glass or in your holiday recipes. And it helps keep that boyish figure, too, Doc, because it's naturally low in calories.
Wow, it sure doesn't taste like tomato juice.
Of course not, Doctor. It tastes like V8.
Creative menus from Alpha Beta, designed by Graham Kerr, the Galloping Gourmet.
Hi, don't worry. Help is on its way. How do you feel about a glazed ham garnished with pineapple and some peas and even my wife Trina's red cabbage salad? Top it off with an iced Jamaican coffee cake. The whole menu costs about $1.03 a serving. Pop in and pick up my recipes at their prices. They're just for you.
The year is 1963.
A dreaded secret organization known as the Odessa, started at the end of World War II, begins its master plan. The first step, the destruction of the State of Israel. A young reporter is prepared to risk his life to expose the deadly truth. The Odessa File. The story is true. The ending will start.
See The Odessa File, now playing at a theater or drive-in near you.
That's right. Sure. A few years ago, I did a series called The Hawk, which lasted about, 11 weeks, and we were canceled. But it was a good show, and that was good for ABC, 11 weeks. Yeah, it's a long-running show for ABC. And on that, one of those shows was an actress who I found out who could also sing terrific, and gorgeous, gorgeous lady, and a good friend of mine, Miss Linda Bennett.
What they done to my song. Look what they done to my song. Well, it's the only that I could do half right, and it's turning out all wrong. Done to my song. When a composer writes a song, he generally has it in his mind how we would like to hear the song sung. But it doesn't always turn out that way. For example, when a gentleman by the name of Mr. Harry Woods wrote, "She women do get weary wearing the same shabby dress, but when she's weary, try a little tenderness." I love that song. So pretty. It was written in 1933. And I'm sure that Mr. Harry Woods never dreamed that 35 years later, a group called Three Dog Night would have a big hit with their rendition. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, she do get weary, baby. Women do get weary, baby. We're in the same shabby, shaggy, funky, cockamamie dress. Whoa, 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 baby, baby, baby. Another shabby dress. Whoa, baby, baby, baby. Crack myself up. No, all kidding aside, there are a few special songs that just seem to lend themselves to any style, no matter who sings them. Done
Do you know Sybil, Linda?
Can I sit down?
Yeah,
Oh,
sit right there.
Yes, how do you do? How are you, Sybil? Nice to meet you.
George, sit right here.
On me.
What, huh?
On me.
No, sit here.
Oh, excuse me.
Gosh, you're starting on me already. I mean, you're starting right away.
No, I'm not going to start.
No.
Gee, this is terrific.
Remember when we did the show together?
No.
Oh.
Is this the time when we're now? What are we supposed to do now? You're going to talk to me, and then I'm going to talk. Is this our talk time?
No, I'm going to jump your bones. Yes, this is a talk segment. You sit here and we talk, yes.
Do you have an emery? Oh, I see it. Could I use this emery board?
Sure, do whatever you want.
Well, I like to file my nails when I talk, because it relaxes me.
I'm going to show you the frog trick. When I see a fly comes around, and you just... and you get him, swallow him, see?
Uh-huh.
That's big on the set.
Terrific.
Not much here, but boy, dynamite on the set.
Listen, I got to ask you a question. I hope you won't
God,
be
I hope
upset,
so.
but I just want to ask you this thing. Would you mind telling me what it is? What is all of this mumbo-jumbo about you being an enormous American sex symbol?
I don't know what it is.
No, I'm really serious. I mean, all these ladies, when I get up screaming, falling in the aisles when you come out here, I mean, what is it about
They've
you?
all been paid.
No, I'm very serious now. I know there's one, you're a terrific kisser. You're sexy looking, but what is it that makes people go nuts? Why are you a sex symbol? What is it?
I
Well,
think
that's all right. I'll just do all the shopping.
probably my humility, I guess, that got him. I don't know.
No, it's just...
How the hell do you answer a question like that?
Well, I mean, look at the faces on all the people when they look at you.
What? There's some Ohio State football guys going, yeah!
Hey. The difference is, you know what the difference is? He's at ease with the notion, and he can work with that notion. A lot of cats who are supposedly masculinely attractive just walk around like a, big cardboard sign, man. Yeah. He says, I'm cool. That's cool.
Yeah?
I'll be right back after that brilliant statement by Mr.
Freebie and the Bean is a movie with everything. It has action. It has laughs. It's a great drive-in movie. It's a tender love story. It has Alan Arkin and James Caan. And it even has Valerie Harper.
So what?
So see Freebie and the Bean, rated R. Now playing at theaters around the country. Check your local newspapers for a theater near you.
If you have a normally active social life, occasionally you may have indigestion. Indigestion irritates your stomach and makes your stomach ache. That's why it's very important for you to take Pepto-Bismol. Watch. Pepto-Bismol coats, soothes, protects, relieves the ache, lets your irritated stomach return to normal. Now, that protective coating is something your antacid probably can't do. Pepto-Bismol coats, soothes, protects.
I'm here at C&R during our big clearance sale talking to customers. Oh, sir, did you save money?
I would never believe that C&R had quality suits like this for such low prices.
Look at this sport coat. It's only $29.90. I paid $65 for a coat like this at another store. Why didn't I come here before?
And how are you finding C&R's clearance sale?
These are really good slacks. And look at the price.
Our friends were right.
C&R's fantastic clearance sale saved 20 to 50% at all 22 stores.
Doctor, does the pap test hurt?
You tell me.
You mean that's it?
That's it.
The pap test can detect cervical cancer early, when it's practically 100% curable. It's a no-hassle test that doesn't hurt, doesn't take much time. Every woman should have one. And don't be shy. It's what you don't know that can hurt you. For more about the pap test, call us, your American Cancer Society.
I want to introduce you to somebody that he's one of those very rare people that has absolutely no ego. And I don't know anybody like that in our business. And he also happens to have an Oscar sitting on his mantle, or wherever this guy puts him. I don't know where he would put it, but probably out in the stable, if I know him. He's the best horseman in the business. Nobody rides a horse like him. And I think one of the best actors in the business, Ben Johnson.
Well, hello there,
Hi,
Mr.
doll.
Johnson.
How are you?
I'm all right.
They were in the last picture show together.
Oh, terrific.
Thank you.
Hello, Ben.
You know George? I want you to, I went to a party one night with Ben, and just to give you an idea about what I'm talking about, and a man introduced him, I don't think he even knew it, introduced you as Ben Murphy. All night they said, this is Ben Murphy.
He did.
And he never one time said, no, my name is Ben Johnson. He just, and I finally said, Ben, the guy's calling you Ben Murphy. He says, it don't make no difference. I mean, that's cool, whatever he wants to call me. I want you to, this story is, sounds like a story out of a press agent's thing, but it's an absolutely true story. I want you to tell the people how you got into the business, the acting business.
Well, I'll tell you if you won't use any four-letter words.
I won't.
Okay.
I won't.
Well, back in about 1940, 41, I was working on a cattle ranch in Oklahoma. Incidentally, I was making $1 a day wages as a cowpuncher. Howard Hughes, Howard Hawks did a picture called The Outlaw with Jane Russell. They came to Oklahoma and they bought some horses off the ranch that I was working on, and they picked me to bring them to Hollywood, so that's how I got to Hollywood. At that time, I was making $1 a day, and the first week I was in Hollywood, I made $175, just taking care of the horses. I wasn't very smart, but I knew that was more than $30 a month. So that's why I stayed in Hollywood. So that's the story of my life.
Yeah, but I want you to tell them the story about when the wagon, this is absolutely a true story, a John Ford picture, a wagon turned over. He was a stuntman. He was sitting on a horse, and a wagon turned over with some guys inside, right? 4 guys? Or
That's right.
3 guys.
Three.
It was heading for a cliff. In other words, the wagon, the horses, everything was going over a cliff. And he took his horse and rode into the wagon and the horses. His horse went down, and the wagon didn't go over the cliff, and he saved those guys' lives. And John Ford walked up to him and said, I want to give you a 7-year contract. And he thought that meant 7 years of picking up horse manure in the building. He was thrilled, and that meant, what that meant was that he was going to make him an actor, a movie actor. Little did the old man know that you were going to win an Oscar.
That's right. But I'm so grateful. The only education that I ever had was John Ford. At that time, I was doubling a man called Henry Fonda in a picture called Fort Apache. During the film of the show, I happened to be sitting on a horse, and when the wreck happened, I was in a position to save 2 or 3 men's life, and when the wreck all cleared away, Mr. Ford got down off of the parallel and came over, and he said, Ben, he said, you'll be well rewarded for this. So at that time, I'm doing a stunt for Henry Fonda, and I thought, well, I'm going to get another doubling job. You know? So 2 weeks later, Mr. Ford called me in the office, and he gave me a 7-year contract, which went to $5,000 a week. So he handed this big envelope about this long across the desk to me about 2 weeks later, and he said, Ben, take this and have your lawyer to read it. It wasn't sealed, so I opened it, and here's this big 7-year contract, and about 4 or 5 lines down here, I seen $5,000 a week. So I just reached over on the
I gotta show a piece of film. I don't want to interrupt you because I could sit and listen to him talk for hours, and I know you could, but I got a piece of film that I got to show. We played a joke on Ben. I didn't know about the joke either. We're doing a movie together right now. He's also in the picture with Ms. Deneuve. And this scene, I want to say that we go in and to see his dead daughter in the morgue. And this is, roll the film. You'll see what happens.
Order. 183.
Take the sheet off.
Kiss me. Mike Connors. We'll be right back.
Watch our new news formation. Jess Marlowe at 5, Paul Moyer at 6, John Schubeck at 11, and the complete news service teams. Supported by the resources of News Squadron 4. In the air, we've got the Channel 4 helicopter feeding in live and taped reports. On the ground, we've got the Channel 4 mobile unit, portable minicams, film crews, and field reporters. Marlowe at 5, Moyer at 6, and Schubeck at 11. Weeknights on the KNBC News Service.
I want to, first of all, thank this audience for being so nice tonight. I really appreciate it. It's a lovely week. Thank you, Doc, for sticking by me there, old buddy.
My pleasure.
George, you were fabulous, as always.
The lily pad.
And the lily pad is good. Sybil, thank you. I hope we do a movie together again soon.
Well, we're supposed to.
Thank you. We are going to.
Yeah.
Linda, thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart.
And Ben, you're a Superman. And they love you, obviously. Good night. With Matt Davis, B. Arthur, Harvey Korman, Rip Taylor, and Gene Dixon.
Stay tuned for Midnight Special, next on NBC.
There's a very simple answer to the fuel shortage. We can use the fuel we now have to run our homes and our cars the way we always have, lavishly. We'll just close our schools. On the other hand, if we start looking around for ways to save energy in our homes, like turning the thermostat down to 68 degrees, we may be able to save enough energy to run our schools. Either way, we're going to have to give up something. I suggest we don't be foolish.
Aloha, this is Bob Eubanks inviting you to join us in the paradise of the Pacific for an exciting new game show, the Diamond Head Game. Each day, members of our audience will compete for a chance to grab their share of over $100,000 in cash and prizes. And you'll learn some interesting facts about this world of ours, too. Then each week, one of our lucky home viewers will win a week's vacation for two right here in beautiful Hawaii. So come to the paradise of the Pacific for the Diamond Head Game.
Premiering January 6th on Channel 4.